This week, the government dealt another chilling blow to privacy. A bill was introduced called the Lawful Access to Encrypted Data Act. It would give the government access to your most private communication. It puts backdoors in your smartphones, computers, messaging apps, even your Fitbits. Calling the bill lawful access suggests that unlawful access would not be permitted, but unfortunately, break encryption for some and you break it for everyone. Yes, this will help law enforcement access the devices of bad people, but it will also help hackers who will access all private communication, extort people, hostile foreign entities would access trade secrets, activists would have their activities revealed, whistleblowers would face greater danger, and your conversations with others, every photo you share, every video, every text, would be accessible. End-to-end encryption enables us to have private, secure communications in an increasingly insecure world, and many people depend on it. Members of the Senate Judiciary and Intelligence Committees led by the vocally anti-encryption Attorney General, Bill Barr, want end-to-end encryption outlawed. At the start of this year, they began with the introduction of the disastrous Earn It Bill, which would give government open-ended power to control speech and undermine security on the internet. It does this by modifying the Communications Decency Act Section 230 and having internet best practices determined by a commission.
What I've done with Senator Blumenthal is come up with a system to create best business practices, and if they follow these best business practices, they can keep their 230 liability protection.
It would give politicians enormous power over tech companies and websites, but the Electronic Frontier Foundation calls this new bill far worse. The bill is sweeping. It demands that companies decrypt any data at will. That means they'd have to break end-to-end encryption and create backdoor access. WeChat and Facebook Messenger executives said backdoors would make their users less safe. Now, if a company's system doesn't allow for this decryption, they can even be required to redesign their system. Barr says that the government should have access to everything. He said companies should not deliberately design their systems to preclude any form of access to content. This battle against encryption has been going on for a long time. In 2016, Apple said they would oppose the order to provide a backdoor to the iPhone, calling the implications of the government's demands chilling. I wonder if 4 years later Apple still holds the same opinion, because 2 years ago they opted out of encrypting users' iCloud backups due to pressure from the FBI. So it's a real question whether or not they will fight this new bill or cave again. Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the bill's sponsors, told the tech companies,
"You're going to find a way to do this, or we're going to do it for you. You're either the solution or you're the problem."
But the idea that government can't reach the bad guys unless they break our end-to-end encryption is false. As Apple said, law enforcement today has access to more data which they can use to prevent terrorist attacks, solve crimes, and help bring perpetrators to justice than ever before in the history of our world. They said, "We believe it would be wrong to weaken the security for hundreds of millions of law-abiding customers so that it will also be weaker for the very few who pose a threat." The Lawful Access to Encrypted Data Act would create a chilling effect on society. When people know their actions and words are no longer private, they self-censor. They conform, they live in fear. A surveilled society is a repressed society, and we are dangerously close to having every part of our lives observed. As the cypherpunks said, privacy is the power to selectively reveal oneself to the world. There are many things that aren't secret that we still value being private. When we go to the bathroom, we close the door because we value that privacy. If we found out that the government had put cameras inside everyone's bathroom to make sure that they weren't watching child porn, people would be outraged. Their surveillance programs are like the equivalent of putting cameras in the bathroom because they expose all the things we presume are private. Right now, the balance of power is tipping far away from the individual, and we are dangerously close to losing the only thing that allows us to maintain any private thought in a digital world: end-to-end encryption. Officials like to say that surveillance is for the good of the nation, but they mean the nation state, i.e. it helps the people in power keep their power. They don't mean for the good of the citizens. In fact, weakening the privacy of every citizen makes us all much worse off. Reach out to members of Congress to tell them to leave our digital security alone via the link I've posted in the description, otherwise we will all get wrecked. This video was made possible by you. Without your support, I couldn't keep making these, so please consider purchasing some of the awesome swag in my store that was designed by some of my favorite artists, or consider signing up on the membership page. I really appreciate you being here, and if you liked this video, found it useful, don't forget to share and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. There's nothing in here this time. Should have put something in there, something exciting. If you want, you can post on my Cointree page what you want me to put in here in the next video. I'll do it.